let's say you're in an old car and you want to get out because you're going to Chick-fil-A, right? And hey, I like Chick-fil-A, so no judgment here. For you to be able to walk, run, do whatever you want outside of the car, but first the driver has to push the button for it to unlock, for you to be able to access whatever you want on the outside of the vehicle. So if you open the door early, it can lead to horrible things that weren't supposed to happen initially because it wasn't your time yet. You need the unlock button. You need to take your seatbelt off. You need all of these other things that prepare you for being able to get out of the vehicle first instead of just jumping out while the car is going 60 miles per hour. So, yeah, I'm saying that to say that God's timing is so perfect. And I know that we struggle with it a lot. I know I do. Like, I'll be like, oh my gosh, like, and it's okay to ask questions because God knows us and He knows we're curious people. Come on, He made us like this. So it's okay to ask questions, but pushing His timeline along just because you wanted the answer now. God, give me the answer now. But the truth is, you weren't even equipped to handle the truth yet. And now you have it, and now everything's going downhill, and you're like, why, God? But it was you. You asked for it before it was your time, right? God is saying, hey, hold on, you gotta slow down, you gotta wait, you gotta not get in the relationship. And you went in the relationship. And now you're mad that the guy is crazy. It wasn't your time yet. You haven't worked on your self respect enough to be in that relationship. And now you pushed into it and rushed into the relationship. And now it's a hot mess. I think where it stems from sometimes is that you haven't been told no in your life. So when God says no, or He says, wait a second, we have to wait a little bit for this, you're like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, I have to do this. Because you think your plan is bigger than God's plan. You think your plan is greater than the creator of the world's plan. And that's where we go so wrong and so many bad things happen. So we're going to do an activity now. It's called the detour reflection. So you're going to think about a time in your life when things didn't go according to your plan. Maybe you like applied to a job or something like that and then you just didn't get it. Now get out a journal. We're going to take about 5 minutes to do this. Please do these activities. I'm pretty sure they help. Like, I've talked to other people that have done it. They're like, wow, this is a big help. So do the activities, guys. Love you. Looking back now, can you see any ways in which that detour may have led you to something better or protected you from something harmful? Did you try to force a different outcome? If so, what were the results? So let's say, even though your head was like dinging, let's say you got into that relationship, even though the Holy Spirit was telling you, like, girl, here are all the red flags, like, no, do not do it, don't go for it, and you still did, and then the relationship turned out to be abusive or really bad or just overall not good for your mental and physical health, then that would be something. Yeah, I'm sure you'd feel like sadness towards the situation, but I think a lot of people don't really take into account that God has your person out here for you, and you don't need to go through all these guys to get to Him. Like, in a sense, yeah, we do have to date and see, like, trial and error, but you don't need to go through everybody, every Tom and Joe to get to Harold in the end. Like, no. You got to focus on self respect and self love and loving Jesus, and then you get that. But don't take that as like a just love Jesus so you can get your man. No. So now we're gonna do our introspective topic. I don't like to say crazy because I know God wouldn't like that. I look a little bit tired, I know. I have a lot of things consuming my energy right now and I'm trying to juggle them all. I know that I need to lean on God with that, so that's the only way I'm getting through this. I have so much responsibilities that it's like making me crazy. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys some questions and make sure you answer them, whether it's in your head or write it down. How do you typically react when faced with uncertainty or a desire for change? Maybe you're one of those people that really hate change and you're like, God, why are you doing this? But the truth is that we make our own decisions. You just have to go through stuff to become stronger and to grow. Consider the difference between a prompting from God and your own impatience. Because sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, God is really testing me right now. No, you're testing yourself. You put yourself in that situation. If you continued going back when God told you not to, or when you knew it wasn't right, you're testing yourself. It isn't God testing you, girl. If you're playing the music with bad words in it and you're cursing, you're like, God's testing me, you're testing yourself. You are literally testing yourself. God's guidance is a gentle stirring in your spirit, a quiet conviction that unfolds over time. Other times our own desires can feel urgent and compelling, but may not align with God's timing or plan. Sometimes we want to rush things so much that we don't even realize that there's a lesson within the process. There's a lesson within the journey to where we want to go. But no, we're just so like, let's go, let's go, let's go. I need it now. Like, patience is such a big thing that I've had to really work through this year and last year. And I'm getting better at it. Trust me, girl. I am so much better than 2 years ago. One more question. How can you cultivate more stillness in your life to better hear God's quiet voice? Right? Because I know that a lot of times it's Satan's thoughts just feeding into us, and we think it's our thoughts, we think it's from us, but really it's from him and not from God. Sometimes he'll like pretend it's from God, but then like deep in your heart, I feel like most of the time we really know, even if we are like, it's from God, like he's telling me, God's telling me he's the one. Look into that and continue praying about it, and make sure that what you think God's saying lines up with his words, with the Bible. Think about a situation where you are unsure whether to act or wait. How can you approach this situation with more trust and confidence? Okay, so for Bible study, which is my favorite part, I love Bible study. Love. I'm doing John right now, and it's so beautiful. I'm on like John 14:3 or something, and I think it says that we're his friend. And I think that was so beautiful because I've been realizing that God's our friend, not a genie, and I've been saying it a lot because it's just so true. Like sometimes we'll just genuinely just use him on accident and then not nourish the relationship, and it's so sad because I see it from the outside and I'm like, dang, like Kayla, you can't be doing that. Like he's literally your dad. Like come on. A relationship doesn't work unless you nurture it. If somebody's only texting you every once in a while to vent or to just like display their problems on you and then not want the advice or not want to know about your life, like that gets really annoying, and it gets like that's not a relationship. That's just, and no, I don't think God wants to be a therapist. I think he wants to be your dad. So, we are going to do Psalms 21:14. Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart. Wait for the Lord. What does wait for the Lord mean? It means patience, it means trusting God, and it means finding comfort in not knowing what's going on, but being able to just sit in it. So now that doesn't mean just passive inactivity. I'm just going to be lazy and do nothing because God's got me. I'm just going to continue doing the sin because God's got me. No, it's not how it works. There's still an active element to it. Now, David trusts God to use him to be able to defeat the enemies. Now, that doesn't mean David just stood there during the battle and was like, hey, I win. No, he still had to pick up the slingshot. He still had to do everything. Waiting on God doesn't mean that you just stop being a person. You stop having goals and ambitions, and no, there's just a discipline element to it. In Psalms 20, in Psalms 27, 1 to 13, David expresses his trust and confidence in God. He declares, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? This isn't a passive statement, it's a declaration of faith, which there's a big, big difference. Big difference between trusting God and just using that as an excuse to be lazy and do nothing. Now, I do want you guys to grow. This whole thing is about growing, okay? So we do have to learn, we do have to live, we do make mistakes. Obviously, I do every single day. I'm by far not perfect at all. But trusting in God is really about giving it all to him. Saying, "Hey, I don't have to feel this anxiety. I can give it to someone greater." to bear the weight because it's too much on my hands, it's too much on my shoulders. I don't know what's going on with my financial situation, but I'm trusting in God. Now, that doesn't mean that you go out and you put in applications and stuff, but in your heart, you know that He's got you. But yeah, I love you guys so very much. I'm so sorry I haven't made an episode in a while. I love you guys so much. You don't even understand. Every time I get like a DM or a comment, I just like it warms my soul for God and for me, obviously. But yeah, so if you guys ever need to talk, my Instagram's right here. I will see you guys in the next one. My last advice is, girl, like, you've got this. Guy, you've got this. Just keep trying. God has got you. You don't have to hold all that weight. You don't have to bear it all on your shoulders. He's not mad at you. He's not upset with you. God does not hate you. He's not condemning you for any wrongdoing. He doesn't want you to go hide when you sin. He doesn't want you to feel that shame when you sin. He wants you to feel conviction for it, okay? God doesn't love you any less when you sin, okay? He doesn't think you're any less because you've made mistakes in the past or even today, okay? He still loves you just as much, and He's just waiting on you to choose Him, to continue trying to choose Him. God knows we're not perfect, but we're trying to be like Him. We'll see you guys in the next one. I love you so very much.